guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are recreating a Jaclyn Hill makeup look that she did on YouTube. I will of course leave the link in the description to her video if you want to go check it out so you can see what she did and what products she used to create this look. I will leave a picture here of the makeup look that I am recreating. If you want to see how I got this look and what products I used, then please keep watching. Okay, so as you would have seen from the beginning, I am going to be recreating Jaclyn Hill's makeup. I'm going to be following the exact same steps and I have some of the products that she used, so I'm going to kind of like manipulate what she did onto my skin and see if it turns out. So when I saw the photo and watched the YouTube video of it, her skin looked really glowy. Now as you can see, my skin, it's having a bit of a mirror down here, and I put on tan last night and tan on my face just never goes well, and I don't know why I continue to do it. I'm gonna go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Wonder Glow primer. If you watch the video, her skin is just so glowy and it looks so fresh, and she said it's down to her drinking gallons of water. I drink about maybe 3 liters at best of water a day, so my skin is definitely not as glowing as hers because I do not drink a gallon of water every day. So for foundation, she had the Hourglass Vanish Stick on, and then she also had the Nars Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. Now she applies her makeup very different to how I apply it. I usually apply it with a brush and that's it, but she uses the Morphe sponge, so that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm just going to go in with my foundation and start pressing it into my skin. Now she works in sections, so I'm going to work in sections too. This foundation is a very glowy foundation, so if you are looking for a glowing, radiant, as it says on the bottle, foundation, then I definitely recommend this one. It has a good bit of coverage. It's not super full coverage, but it does have enough coverage that it will cover breakouts and stuff like that. To be fair, tan has actually stuck to my chest this time, which never happens. Does anyone else feel way more confident with tan on? Like, I love my pale skin, and especially in winter I just think it looks really good, but when I have tan on and my skin's a lot more even, because I suffer with eczema and really dry skin, sometimes it can make my skin look really like red and patchy in places, but then when I tan on, my skin just looks so smooth. For concealer, she uses the Morphe concealer. I don't have that, but I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape. I have not used this in the longest time. This is in the shade light beige, I think. Yeah, light beige. It's actually the wrong color for me. It's a bit more pinky toned. However, I've noticed recently with more pinky toned concealers, you tend to get more, not coverage, but you tend to get more, well, I suppose it is coverage because the pink tones are like cancelling out my dark under eyes. So I'm just going to press this into my skin. Just with the sponge, she does the exact same. Basically, I have got a clothes shopping addiction at the moment, and I honestly cannot tell you why. I don't know where this addiction has come from. Do you know what? I think it is TikTok, because I see so many girls do like their outfits of the days, and I started recently following this girl who does like mainly Zara, and I've seen these pieces on the website and I thought they are the ugliest things ever, and then she wears them and I'm like, oh, now they need to add to my basket, because I just feel like Zara models, like, they're beautiful, like, don't get me wrong, Zara models are beautiful, but the poses that they make them do and the way they dress them, I'm like, I will never buy that. But then I'll see it on another person. See, I'm that type of person that I can't see that image, but when someone else wears it, I'm like, oh, now I see it. Sure, that doesn't help. So after this, I am going to be filming a very exciting video, and you'll actually be seeing that video first. I can tell you what it is. I'll leave a card up here so you can watch it. But basically, it's a Shein haul, and one of my best friends, Nicole, she actually picked out all my outfits, so I have no idea what's in that bag. It hasn't been opened and it arrived last week, which I'm really proud of myself for. Okay, so now that I've blended in my concealer, I'm gonna go in with loose powder. And for loose powder, she used a Charlotte Tilbury one, and I realized it was a translucent one, so I'm just gonna go in with my Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Powder, and I was so happy to see that she uses a brush for this, but then she says she goes back in with her sponge afterwards. Apparently it makes it like more flawless or something, so I'm gonna try that because I've never heard someone going in with a brush with their powder and then going in with their sponge after. So now I'm just gonna go back in with my sponge. See, this seems so wrong to me because I feel like once you set it and now you're like pressing your wet sponge, you're gonna like make it crease again, no? I don't know, I'm gonna trust her. I don't know if that made a difference. So then she used a pressed powder. Now she used like a Giorgio Armani one, and I do not have that, but I do have the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder in the shade 2. I'm also just gonna go in with the brush she used. This is the Morphe X Jaclyn Hill JH01. I actually have a problem with this brush. I don't know if anyone else does, but I was washing it one day and I was like swirling it in my hands. And I dry my brushes upside down, like I never let the water get into the barrel. But the water got into the barrel. So now it's just like a massive like kabuki brush. Like they're stuck together, like I could literally just use this as this. Morphe brushes are not the best, guys. So I'm just gonna take this on this fluffy brush and press it into my skin. I've actually been loving this powder since I got it. It really does make your skin just look airbrushed. The place that I really have to set the most is like my chin and smile lines because they tend to crease so much more than usual lately, and I don't know if it's because the weather is getting a little bit warmer, so my face is getting sweaty. Okay, so next she goes in with bronzer. Well, actually she goes in with two bronzers, but we're gonna go in with the first one for now. So this is MAC Give Me Sun. It just looks like this. As you can see, mine is well buffed. And to begin with, she goes in with a massive brush for this bronzer. So I'm just gonna take it on this is a Style Pro brush, the S102, but it's such a nice brush. And she just kind of like sweeps it all over her face. So she actually doesn't do too much of this bronzer. And to be honest, I don't think you can get much of this bronzer on your face unless you like dig into it. But then she goes into like a pressed bronzer, and I can't remember the one she used, but I have a pressed bronzer here. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush bronzer in the shade 2. What she does, she takes on like a smaller brush like this, and what she does is she like puts it up higher on her cheeks, like so. I don't know what this does, she didn't really explain it. And then she contours her nose. Now, if you know me, I do not contour my nose because I'm useless at it and I don't know how to contour for my nose shape, but I'm gonna try it. She uses the Huda by Benefit bronzer, so that's what I'm gonna use. And I'm gonna go in with a angled brush. I don't know what I'm doing. And she kind of just, oh, see now, problem. How am I gonna blend this out? See, this way I don't contour my nose because I don't know what I'm doing. It looks really messy and then my nose ends up looking wonky. And I already have a big nose, so I'm like... And then she bakes her face with the Beauty Bakery flour powder. I used to have that, but I ran out of it. So I'm gonna go back into my Huda Beauty Sugar Cookie Loose Powder. And what she does is she bakes underneath her contour. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like mine looks really muddy since doing that extra bronzer stuff. I don't know. I might have to film another video after this, so I'm gonna be a bit fuming if this doesn't look good on camera. And then she also bakes the sides of her nose. Also, I don't like the idea of going back in with my sponge underneath my eyes because this eye is creasing like mad. Okay, we're gonna leave that there because I'm just getting really, really confused. And my nose, do you know, we're just not even gonna talk about it. Right, I'm gonna do my brows off camera because she does her brows very different to me. She likes to keep her brows like really thin. Now, I already have thin brows and I don't have any brow hairs. and I don't like that look. So I'm gonna go and do my brows and I'll be right back. Okay, brows are filled, and once again I have uneven brows. I cannot get them even, so we're just gonna leave them like that. So now she went on to eyes. So for eyes, she used both her Morphe palettes, and she first went in with the volume 2 palette. I'll just show you what it looks like. I got this ages ago, and as you can see, I've barely dipped into it, so I'm going to dip into it today. So first I'm going to go in with this shade here, which is Perfectionist, and she just dragged this through the crease. Now, she doesn't use like Plouise base, she uses concealer, so I've prepped my eyes with concealer, and I'm not going to lie, I'm a bit scared because I'm so used to the Plouise base right now that I don't know, I'm worried. I am worried. So what she does is she literally just pops it in her crease with like a fluffy brush. Now she also doesn't do reverse blending, which is what I do, which is where you put your darkest color first, then go to like your medium and then your lightest. So this will be interesting to say the least. Now these shadows are very, very pigmented, so you only need to go in with like a really light hand, because otherwise you will just be packing on way too much color than what you need for your eyeshadow look, and it's going to be so hard to blend out. Okay, so after she went in with the shade Perfectionist, she went into the shade Comfort Zone, which is the one right beside it, and it's a little bit darker. And once again, she kind of put this a little bit lower and started working it into the crease and kind of like outer corner. And the whole time she's keeping this around it, she's not like winging it at all. And then I'm just gonna go back into the first brush and kind of like blend out what we've just done. And again, I'm just keeping it rounded, as you can see, on the outer corner. And at this point now, she actually goes on to her bottom lash line, which I've never seen people do before, but I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna go back into the shade Comfort Zone, which was the kind of more darker shade. And I'm just going to pop that kind of like close-ish to my lash line. I'm really like blending it out and down. And then I'm gonna go in with a kind of fluffier brush, and I'm gonna go into shade Perfectionist, which was our first light shade, and I'm just going to buff that underneath just to blend it out. And she likes to go along the sides to connect the top to the bottom. She then went into this shade here, which is Thick Skin, and put this on like the top outer corner of her lid. And then I'm just gonna keep switching between the brushes that I use just to like make sure I'm happy with everything and blend everything out. I used to wear pinks the whole time, like literally the whole time, and now trying to find a pink eye look on me is like trying to find what's hard to find, an alien. Guys, my eye is watering. My eye is watering and it's lifted the shadow underneath. We're now gonna go into this matte white shade here, which is Certified, and we're gonna place this on like the inner portion of our eye. And this is just going to really brighten up the eye, and we're gonna take it in like a good bit. But like I said, this is just gonna brighten up the eye and make it look much brighter than it actually is. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back into the volume 1 palette, and we're gonna take this shade here. I have no idea what it's called because there's no names on it, but it's just this dark brown here. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna use this as like a liner right across the lid. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm just going to curl my lashes, pop on mascara and pop on lashes, and I'll be right back. So while my lashes are drying, I'm going to take the brown liner that we put on our top lash line, and I'm going to tightly put it on my bottom. And I'm going to take a really small brush and just kind of like blend it out so it's not looking super harsh. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Morphe Darkroom liner and I'm just going to tightline my upper lash line. And then I'm just going to pop some mascara on my bottom lashes. Now what she does is she goes back into that white shade that she has in her palette and she pops like a good bit on in her inner corner. And then she just brushes away her bake. I think I need to bake more often, to be honest. Now, then she goes in with the blusher. I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Cheek to Chic Pillow Talk blusher if I can open it. Now, she uses the Physicians Formula one, and I was gonna use Milani Luminoso. However, Milani Luminoso is a lot more glittery than this, and her one didn't seem to have a lot of sheen in it. So we're just gonna go in with this blusher. She says she likes to keep this blusher quite high to try and like melt it in with the eye look. So that's exactly what I'm going to do, is keep it quite high. This blusher does have a little bit of a sheen to it, so you don't really need highlighter with this blusher, which I love. And then next she goes in with loose highlighter. I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills loose highlighter in the shade So Hollywood. She puts it the whole way down her nose. I don't like putting it the whole way down my nose because I don't like to accentuate my nose. So I'm only going to put it on the tip and like kind of like up here. And she kind of takes like a big fluffy brush and like puts it on her chin like so, and then kind of like puts it here. Like she doesn't highlight her face, but she just kind of like pops it there, if that makes sense. Now she doesn't highlight her brow bone, but I'm going to, but I'm just going to use the white shade that we use to highlight my brow bone a bit. And then last but not least, she does lips. Now she doesn't say what it is, but we now know what it is. She's bringing out liquid lipsticks and liners, but as you can see from the photo that I put in the beginning, it's a very pinky shade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk liner and Pillow Talk lipstick. I rarely wear pink on my lips just because I don't think it suits me with having red hair. So that is liner, and then I'm gonna go in with the same shade of lipstick. She leaves it matte, but as we all know, I cannot leave my lips matte, they're too dry. So I'm gonna go in with the why can I not speak? What is wrong with me? The Dior Lip Glow Oil in the shade 001. I've had this for a while, so it's probably actually out of date. Oh my god, what is wrong with me? So I'm just gonna pop this on my lips. Okay, this is definitely going out of date, I can smell it. I should not be putting it on my lips. Right, so I'm going to go off camera, fix my hair, and we will be back. Okay, so we are now back. This is the final makeup look. I actually really like it. I do think it is very pink for what I'm used to, because right now at the moment, like I think everyone knows like soft blonde, but like with brown it's more my style. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you give this a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you follow me on Instagram. I will leave my Instagram handle here. And yes, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Let me know what you think of this makeup look, and let me know if there's anyone else's makeup looks you would like me to recreate. I will see you in my next video. Bye!